back to episode 2 of my Let's Play LMA Manager 2003 series. Now, in episode 1, we picked our team at random, and also just for a bit of fun, we started off with a cheat to give us £500 million. So, I decided that I wanted to play in Germany, done the random selection, and we ended up as manager at FC Nuremberg. Now, I've jumped forward a couple of months. We played a couple of friendlies, we played a few league games. We've definitely come to the end of the transfer window, so I've brought in some players. I think I've spent about £74 million. So let's have a look at some of the changes that I've made to the team, some of the matches we've played, and then at the end we're going to do a live playthrough of a game, which is the first game in the German Pokal Cup. And we'll play that through and we'll get a chance to see the graphics. But some of the changes I've made so far, if we look at some of the transfers, we've made some improvements to the team. So first of all, as I say, because I started off with 500 million, I thought I'd just splash some cash. So first of all, the biggest player that I brought in was Samuel Eto'o. Now I paid £20 million for him from Mallorca, the team that he's currently at in this time frame. And then I strengthened up the midfield, so I brought in Pablo Sanz from Rayo Vallecano for 12 million. I brought in Luciano from Chievo in Italy for 12 million. And I brought in Montano. He came from Piacenza in Italy for 12 million. The other players I brought in, I managed to pick up Victor Valdez on loan from Barcelona, which was a great signing. And then defender-wise, I brought in Rossi from Dunfermline in Scotland, paid £7 million for him. And then some of the other players that we managed to pick up, Pechea, again from Italy, £10 million from Como. And then the last two players we've got is Ricardo Carvalho, who in real life played for Chelsea. I picked him up for £1 million from Porto at 24 years old. And then I brought in a player for free, which I was really surprised with, from Le Mans. And that is a 24-year-old Didier Drogba. Now, obviously in the game in this time frame, doesn't look a great player, but I seen his name. He was on a free transfer, so I thought I'd pick him up. So, really happy with the team we've got. We've definitely improvements across all areas. We've brought in Samuel Eto'o, who's a goal scorer, and we've strengthened up that midfield. From a tactics point of view, I like the way the game's laid out because you can pick set tactics from sort of legendary teams throughout. So I've went with the 1999 Manchester United team, the treble winning team. The formation there was a 4-3-1-2. But the other choices that you do have throughout here is the 1970s Brazil team, the 98 England team, Inter Milan from 64 to 67, AC Milan from 88 to 90, and then going for the very start, you've got Liverpool from the 70s, Celtic for 1967, Wimbledon for the 80s. But as I say, I've went with Manchester United's 4-3-1-2 from the treble-winning 1999 season. Now, if you like this series, please leave a comment on if you're a LMA Manager fan or if you played it back in the early 2000s. Also, like the video and consider subscribing to the channel. I'm looking to play this for about 3 seasons to see if we can take them. Now, with Nuremberg starting off, the main goal is to avoid relegation. I think you have seen that. In the menu there, the contract clause is to avoid relegation. So we're going to see if we can take them to potentially continue and investing this money in and maybe get them into the Champions League spots, maybe have a run in Europe, potentially win the Bundesliga. But give myself a maximum of 3 years. I've still got £435 million to spend. So, a couple more transfer windows to see if we can bring in bigger and bigger players. But so far, in the league, I've played a couple of games. I also played a couple of friendlies, which are, I'll let you see them now. So starting off in episode 1, we set up a couple of friendlies. One with my the team that I support, and my hometown team, which is Wraith Rovers. So we played that game and we won 4-0. Then we had a friendly set up with Real Madrid, and we drew that game 1-1. And then we had a really good start to the league campaign. Our first game in the league was a 1-0 win against Bochum, and then a 1-0 win against Hansa Rostock. And then the next game we played was Hanover, which we lost 3-1. And then the game that I'm looking to play, and I'll play on this episode today, is against Eintracht Trier. It's in the first round of the Pokal, so I'm going to play that through. But so far, from 3 league games, we've got 2 wins and 1 loss, and we're currently sitting in 8th position in the league. So yeah, good start for a team that's to avoid relegation this season. Brought in some players. Hopefully they can make a big difference. So really happy with how things are progressing. And so I thought in this episode, or to end this episode off, we'd start off playing the game. I've played a couple of them so far. Check out these graphics. We'll put it on slow mode and we'll play it through and see how things are going. So as you can see, we're away for home today. So, I've got the team set up as I've been playing. Now, I know they lost the last game, but I think because this is the first game in the series that I'm going to play through, I'll keep the team as is. I'll think just for the purpose of the game, I'll bring in Didier Drogba on the bench, and we'll start off with Ricardo Carvalho on the bench, just because they are known players. But yeah, let's go in and see if we can make it to the second round. Okay, so we'll jump into the game. Now, I remember playing this back in 2013, and at that time, I know it was 23 years ago, but I thought these graphics were absolutely fantastic. I used to take great joy in sitting watching the games. Now, I know you can do fast mode, you can do slow mode, but, really impressed with these. Now, I play a Football Manager on my laptop at the moment, but going back 23 years, absolutely loved these games. So let's jump in and see if we can make it to the second round. And there we have it, 1-0 after 4 minutes. We are the favourites for this, so hopefully a big result today. Hopefully some of the new players get on the score sheet, and yeah, pushing forward for the second round. I don't know why Victor Valdez chose to header that there, but I got out of the way. Now, what could maybe be frustrating about this game is there's no happy medium. You've either got it on slow mode, or you can have it on fast mode, which is just, boggles the mind. There's fast mode. How you can pay attention to anything, I don't know. Um, but we'll continue on slow mode. Anyway, I got the second goal before the half-time break, so looking really comfortable. We'll make some changes at half-time, maybe bring on Didier Drogba, maybe bring on Ricardo Carvalho, and see out the game. These are the rest of the results currently happening in the first round of the Pokal. Some familiar teams in there. Union Berlin getting beat. Hertha Berlin 0-0. Werder Bremen 0-0. Bayern Munich are 2-0 up. Let's start the second half. I'm going to speed it up to about 75 minutes and see how the result is and if we need to make any changes. And there we are, 3-0. And Didier Drogba gets his first goal for Nuremberg. Really happy with that. Free pick up. Due to his current sort of stats in the game, I don't imagine he'll get a lot of play time, but definitely be using him as a sub. But yeah, happy that he's got on the score sheet. Going to use my last sub now. So you maybe make a change in midfield. I'll bring on Pichea, who's a new sign-in, and we'll bring him on for Pablo Sanz. And then we just see out the game with 10 minutes left. And typical, in these games, you pick up an injury as soon as you've used all your subs. So Didier Drogba will just have to come off. And we'll end the game with 10 men. And there we have it. 4-0 victory away from home in the Pokal, first round. We move on to the second round, which I'm really, really happy with. Some of the new players done really well. Didier Drogba got on the score sheet, but then got injured, so we'll have to see how long he's out for. But yeah, these graphics, this game brings back so many great memories for me from when I was younger. Playing this game for hours, just so nostalgic. So I'm going to go ahead now and I'm going to play the game offline. I'll take it all the way up to the start of the January transfer window. We'll see where we are in the league, we'll see where we are in the cup. We'll also see what players that we could bring in to improve the team. But if you like this series, if you want to continue watching the series, then please like the video, subscribe to the channel for when the next video comes out, you'll get notifications. Also let me know in the comments, were you an LMA Manager fan? Did you love this game growing up? What version did you play? Who were your favourite players? Anything at all, please let me know in the comments. And again, thank you very much for watching.